everyone, today is 13th of February, now it's 11 o'clock in the morning Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is my first update for a day in which I will share all the main news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets and Russian language pages on different internet platforms. There are quite a few very significant developments and news that I like to share with you for this moment, and I will start with a short summary of the situation on Ukrainian battlefield. Really short because according to Russian media and Russian language military channels, there was no crucial changes on any of the sectors of the front line, although Russian armed forces are increasing pressure on Ukrainian units all along the line of contact, and of course, first of all, in Avdeevka direction. And well, at this point, probably we would not be mistaken if we will say that battle for Avdeevka most likely will continue for quite a time, because if you remember, I did a report yesterday that the Kyiv regime made decision to send additional reinforcements in Avdeevka direction, including brigades from last remnants of strategic reserves, and well, therefore, I guess at least 3 to 5 Ukrainian brigades will be decimated in Avdeevka direction before Russian forces will establish control over this city. Let's wait and see if these reports, including from not just Russian but also Ukrainian and Western media, are correct about this decision that allegedly Zelensky made to continue fight for Avdeevka, even by using last strategic reserves, is true. We will learn about it quite shortly, and we have indicated that it is true because, well, Ukrainian media reported today, including Strana UA media outlet, that Dnipropetrovsk was targeted during the previous night. Some explosions were heard in that city, and as a result of direct drone strike, one of the energo facilities in Dnipropetrovsk was significantly damaged. Some blackouts were in certain areas, and if it's correct, by the way, if it's correct, then it does make military sense, because if Kyiv regime made decision to deploy additional forces in direction of Avdeevka, of course they will use Dnipropetrovsk. In Ukraine, it's Dnepro. In Ukrainian, they will use Dnipropetrovsk as a main transportation hub for redeployment of forces, and then railway will be used to move manpower and military equipment. And without electricity, of course, it's going to be a little more difficult for Kyiv regime to deploy these additional units towards the front line. They will manage to do it, but it will take a little longer time that they were anticipating, I guess. And dear friends, if you are interested in more detailed information about these local scale skirmishes on the front line in Avdeevka, in flanks of Bakhmut, or any other directions, of course, I recommend military channels. They are providing great volume of information about this local scale changes on the line of contact. I will continue with this report of RIA Novosti, according to which, and by the way, I translated this news to make sure that I'm not mistaken, because news is somewhat surprising. So Ukrainian army has no armored vehicles left in its inventory, said the head of Joint Coordination Press Center of the Southern Defense Forces of Armed Forces of Ukraine, Natalia Gumenyuk. The video with this statement of her was published by the Telegram channel We Are Ukraine. Quite interesting statement that Ukrainian armed forces have no armored vehicles left, at least in the southern sectors of the front line. And well, this information can be interpreted two ways, and maybe both interpretations is correct. Probably Kyiv regime is trying to somewhat influence decision-making process in US House of Representatives, where Republican congressmen still continue to oppose initiated by Biden this draft bill about additional 61 billion military aid, 61 billion aid package for Ukraine, and well, simultaneously, of course, by crying out loud that they have no military equipments left, they have nothing left. Kiev regime may try to influence, of course, not just US, but European decision makers also. That may be the case. And in other hand, well, this special military operation is ongoing already 2 years. And it's only somewhat surprising that now we are hearing these open statements about lack of military equipment, because during the special military operation, Russian armed forces destroyed thousands and thousands of pieces of tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, armored personnel carriers, artillery systems, and so on. And it's not really that surprising that Kiev regime now may be in a position when they have no other options other than openly admit that they need some more weapons, otherwise they are finished. But well, let's see what results, what will follow after this type of hysteria. I guess Washington, London, other major capitals in the West tried their best to find the Soviet-era military equipment worldwide and buy it or force local governments to transfer those weapons to Kiev regime, and thousands of pieces was delivered to Kiev regime. This way, Western states are providing Western military equipment also quite actively, especially Germany, by the way, because, well, US did provide some Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, Abrams tanks, but even though Bradleys are quite actively used and a bunch of them, dozens of them have been already destroyed, when it comes to Abrams tanks, Kiev regime did not really use those tanks on the front line, and maybe they will use it in Avdeevka direction now, if they are openly admitting that they have no military equipment left, or maybe not, because Abrams tanks are extremely heavy. It's over 60-ton military vehicle, and well, how they gonna move around in the muddy country roads? I just don't understand. And same goes for British Challenger 2 tanks. After first use of those Challengers, when at least one tank was destroyed, we did not really see Challengers on line of contact. It's usually Leopard 2s from Western-made battle tanks that Ukraine is using, and few dozens of them already have been destroyed. A few dozen of Leopard 2s were breakdown. Few dozen of Leopard 2s break down even before they reach frontline, as I understand. And even German media outlets were commenting that these tanks are very good for military exercises, but not as effective in real battle conditions, which is, well, some may argue that well, which is true, although many military experts still considering Leopard 2s to be best Western main battle tanks. But well, whatever the case, it's all good news for Russian forces if Kiev regime is experiencing severe lack of military equipment. Let's continue with some additional news, and we have TASS news agency's report here about commentary that was made by Sergei Rybkov, deputy of Russian foreign minister. And well, he commented on Putin's interview, Russian president's interview with Tucker-Carlson, and he said that even though this interview may not become a game changer when it comes to field of information, especially in the Western world, where information is quite strictly controlled, especially through MSM, mainstream media, but this interview definitely can be seen as a kind of breakthrough in this situation when Western ruling class is trying to at least implement informational blockade on Russia to make sure that Western audience did not really hear Russian point of view or news from Russia. And it is true. I mean, Putin's interview with Carlson definitely is a kind of breakthrough. This interview had over 1 billion views already, just in a few days. and on all the social media platforms worldwide, which is a big number, which is definitely a big number, but well, more needs to be done. If Kremlin and Foreign Ministry understands that there is a necessity, objective necessity to reach a Western audience, then I guess this information have to be provided to public here in Russia also. And well, everybody will try it's whatever they can to, if they are in a position to do so, to reach a Western audience, to share information from Russia, Russian point of view. But here in Russia, in reality, I guess this topic is not really relevant to reach Western audience. Otherwise, in situation when Russian mainstream media is blocked on majority of social media, when their websites are blocked in the West, in this situation, if they were thinking about reaching wider audience worldwide and including in the Western world, in this situation they will probably try, if they had such a goal, to support independent creators one way or another. And I don't need to go too far. I have a small media project here, English language media project, and thousands of people are tuning in on daily basis to learn some news from Russia and to get know to Russian point of view. I am 100% pro-Russian. I'm not playing some games here about neutrality and so on. No, man, I'm not neutral. I'm pro-Russian, 100%. And I was always highlighting that. There can be no other opinions on this. And well, where is the any attention from media, for example, if they were thinking about reaching wider audience? I'm on daily basis sharing with public news from different Russian media outlets. RIA Novosti here, TASS News Agency, RT, Kommersant, just for today's update, by the way. Interfax, 5 media outlets I have right now in today's updates. And well, whenever I'm mentioning those channels, it's a kind of advertisement, isn't it, for them? It is. And any of these media outlets can reach out and you know, give me some, I don't know, contract, let's say, for advertising. I will continue to do what I do, and I will directly or indirectly will do their advertisement anyway, because I need to mention sources. When I'm talking about this news, for example, that some official in Ukraine made such a statement, I need to provide source. And I have to say that this is reported by RIA Novosti, isn't it? So, like it or not, but I have to mention these media outlets. That's a part of this program, and it's advertising. And they can provide contract for advertising and for advertisement and support my project little bit, and it will be a big deal, by the way, because right now I'm in a situation, I don't know about other projects that are Russian ones and are English language, are operating in English language. There are few of them, although I don't see any other, I don't know any other project with the daily news updates, but right now, but well, whatever the case, if there was a misunderstanding here in Russia among media or among business that we need to reach Western audience, we need to share our take on the major topics. We have to be in contact, exchange opinions to make sure that you know, we do understand that we are not really enemies. More to be done, especially in support of independent creators, but nothing is done in reality. Nothing. And to be honest, I don't even know if anybody in RIA Novosti or in TASS or in RT, by the way, or in any other media outlet in Russia, if they even have any idea that my project exists. Maybe they don't, man, because they just don't care. It seems to me they just don't care, man. And same goes for business, because I mean there are plenty of businesses isn't it, around, and is it that difficult for them to like give me some contract for advertisement? Let's say if they are in tourism business, for example, 98% of audience is on my project is from outside of Russia, potential tourists, and any business from tourism industry can give me some contract for advertisement. I will use like 30 seconds or minute to advertise this hotel or tourist company, whatever that is, and I will have a little bit more funds to continue this project, to be on the safe side, and to have some opportunity to further develop this project. Because right now, if this notebook that I'm recording this video will break down, I have no idea how long it will take before I will come back to my project. I just don't know how long it will take to repair this notebook, how costly it's gonna be, if I be able to pay for it, or maybe I have to buy a new one because this one is unrepairable. And right now I cannot buy new notebook, man, because they cost, to me, they cost a lot. Maybe not for some other projects or people, but to me they cost a lot. And if I had any support, any advertisement, or you know, of course I will be in much better position. But no, man, no one cares. It seems like government, I mean, press service of Russian president probably understands it is necessary to reach Western audience on different levels. Foreign ministry understands it is necessary to reach Western audience, but when it comes to Russian media, when it comes to Russian businesses, they don't care, man. They simply don't care. Yeah, that's it, really. So yes, Repkov is correct. Repkov is correct. Putin's interview was breakthrough, but 1 week will pass, 2 weeks will pass, and no one will remember about this interview. While independent channels like mine, we are operating on daily basis and trying to reach wider audience and share Russian point of view, share news from Russia, and in better position we will be, more chances we will have to create additional content and to reach wider and wider audience. But you know, no one cares, man. No one cares. And I saw so many times comments of members of our community about exactly this topic, that Moscow needs to do much more to reach Western audience. I agree with this, but well, and government of Russia understands this. I mean, clearly, because otherwise, why would Repkov even talk about this point, or why Putin will even give an interview to Carlson or anybody, any other Western journalist? He gave the interview because he and his press service understands that it is important to reach Western audience. Foreign ministry understands this, but what they gonna do about it, man? I mean, what? They have no idea about my channel, and they cannot reach out to me because they are government. I'm independent creator. I have nothing to do with the government, but media outlets can reach out to me, isn't it? Any of them. And businesses can reach out to me and provide some advertisement, for example, contract for advertisement, and provide some financial support for this advertising. But as I said, man, nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. Anyway, let's continue RT's report here. Sorry, dear friends, I stop on this topic too long, but well, it is important to me also because, as I said, man, I'm struggling with this project months after months after months. My channel on YouTube is in shadow ban. I have no idea what kind of views I have really and how many subscribers. I cannot trust YouTube's statistics. I'm trying to develop Rumble more actively, but it needs more time, of course. It's only like 2,200 subscribers on Rumble at this point. And if you are not yet subscribed to my Rumble channel, please consider to do so. It will be also support, undoubtedly. After all, my channel is monetized on Rumble. And sometime in the future, I don't know, man, maybe Rumble will become a significant source of financial support for this project, but anyway, man, let's continue. It's sad, by the way, it's sad when you see that you are actually doing some good stuff, good work, and no one cares, man. Here in Russia, just no one gives a damn about it, no one knows about it, and basically you are on your own. And if no support of members of our community, this project, as I said many times, this project would be closed like many months ago. For now, at least I'm managing to survive month to month. And maybe other channels, by the way, are in the same situation. I don't know any other channel which does exactly what I do. I mean, daily news, but there are other channels like DD Geopolitics. They have different programming, but they are working in the field of news and political commentary. They are Slaviangrad mainly on Telegram. Not, I don't know if they are on YouTube. Patrick Lancaster, by the way, works from a zone of special military operation. He is formally not Russian. I don't know if he has Russian citizenship. I think no. But he works from Russia and reaches audience, English-speaking audience, and he does a great job, by the way, undoubtedly. And that's it, really. I mean, there is not that many channels really that are operating in English language, but well, it is what it is. Let's continue. And Tucker-Carlson reviews. How long is this video? Maybe I should start again, because I talk too much on this topic here. Anyway, Tucker-Carlson reviews Putin's interview and reveals what radicalized him. The US journalist was himself the subject of a questioning at the World Government Summit in Dubai, and he made quite interesting statements, by the way. He spoke about Putin and the diplomacy. He mentioned that Putin is open for negotiations with the West and to resolve this Ukrainian crisis. He spoke about NATO. I mean, Tucker-Carlson spoke about NATO and Russia. This topic was touched during the interview also with Putin. He spoke about issues with the Western politics. He mentioned the Munich Agreement of 1938, when basically Western states agreed, pleased basically Nazi Germany, and agreed on Munich Conference of 1938 that Czechoslovakia would be divided. Not many people in the Western world probably knows about it, how complicit Western ruling elite was with the Nazi Germany before First World War started. Tucker-Carlson also mentioned that once he saw Moscow, he gets a little bit radicalized, because Moscow is a clean, safe city for living, while cities in the US country that he loves, by the way. He is a US patriot, Tucker Carlson. And he said that, well, while there are cities like Moscow, in US, major towns experiencing, major megapolises experiencing huge difficulties, it's even dangerous to go to metro or subway in New York. And I guess it's true. I mean, I did saw some videos from New York subway, man. It's a dirty, some crappy place, man. Probably it is not safe to go to that subway, and we all know what's going on in San Francisco and Los Angeles and some these Democrat-run cities and states. It's usually it's a total mess. But well, it is what it is, man. And well, from it's good that from Tucker Carlson, at least his audience will learn that, well, Russia is a modern state, maybe even in a better position than US at this point, in many directions. But well, if Western societies, part of Western societies that are receiving information just from MSM, Western mainstream media, well, they're not gonna believe Tucker. They're not gonna believe that people here in Russia live their daily lives, and life is difficult, but life, you know, it's a life, man. No one tell us that life is sugar, and therefore there are some difficulties time to time, but we learn to deal with these difficulties, and therefore life is okay. It's a unique opportunity to live, and we have to try our best, of course. And Tucker Carlson also spoke about resisting to a backlash that he received in the West. He was called everything, by the way. Traitor, enemy, Putin's puppet, Kremlin's asset, and I mean, it's a shameful, really. It's a shameful that these so-called elites in the West acted this crazy, man. Because of the interview, because this journalist, Tucker Carlson, did what he's supposed to do as a journalist. Take an interview with the world leader. And he was called just about everything, man. Anyway, let's continue. RT is reporting that fear of Russia is on decline, by the way, in G7 countries. I find this news somewhat surprising because especially because of this extreme anti-Russian propaganda in the West, and especially lately this new trend in the West, when almost every other day high-ranking officials are making statements about upcoming war with Russia and how Russia gonna attack this country and that country and how world war is coming. I was thinking this fear of Russia will be on rise in the West, but no, it seems like more and more people are fed up with this nonsense propaganda of the Western ruling class, and people are looking for some alternative news sources, finding them and receiving some more information, and therefore they're beginning to realize that if they have to fear anybody, it's the Western ruling class itself, not Russia. Let's go through several sentences here. Russia is not the top security concern for residents of the countries in the G7 club of the top Western economies anymore. Study by Munich Security Conference, one of the world's leading forums on security issues, has revealed Moscow, which had been viewed as the main threat by the citizens of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and UK, and the US in 2022, dropped to the 4th place in the list, in this list, last year. According to Munich Security Index, Russia's military operation against Ukraine marked a turning point across G7 countries, but and at that point 2 years ago, Russia reached her highest level when it comes to this list, what Western audience is fearing most. But 2 years on, there are signs that its impact on risk perceptions is tempering their paper stressed. The conflict between Moscow and Kiev and the overall geopolitical struggle still shape citizens' views of other countries, but less intensely than last year. According to the study, such issues as climate change, radical Islamic terrorism, migration, and cyber attacks were among those that worried the public in the G7 countries more than alleged Russian threat. The most significant decline in concern regarding Russia had been registered in Germany and Italy, where the sentiment rankings dropped to 7th and 12th place. So this is good, by the way. This is good. In Italy and Germany, if 2 years ago society was considering Russia as a main threat, right now Russia is in Italy is on 12th place. So basically one may say no one really, or very few really believes that Russia is a threat. And in Germany, Russia is on 7th place, which means that, well, some, I don't know, man, some 20-30% people of citizens of Germany probably still think that, or maybe a little more, that Russia is a really threat and Russia is planning to start a war. But, well, I guess main point here is that more and more people are waking up to this crazy propaganda of the Western ruling class and beginning to realize that Russia, it's not Russia the threat. Threat is this ruling class of the West that escalates with everybody they don't like worldwide, including with Russia. And by the way, how long is this update? I wanted to make it short. I will just go through the headlines. So Borrell called NATO not to be dependent on the mood of US presidents. This is a reaction of Borrell, head of EU diplomacy, on recent statements of Trump about not supporting NATO member states in case if they will not pay, not fulfill their financial obligations to NATO by paying at least 2% of their GDP. Also, Interfax is reporting that representatives of Israel are visiting Cairo, Egypt, to participate in negotiations, and simultaneously in these negotiations will participate representatives of US Secret Services. Main topic allegedly will be hostage release and possible ceasefire, or although maybe Israeli side will try to convince government of Egypt together with the head of CIA to open border with the Gaza Strip and receive refugees from southern Gaza, because Netanyahu just a few days ago made statement that military operation will shift its attention now, Israel's military operation will shift its attention now towards southern Gaza, where basically entire population of Gaza Strip is concentrated now. Next information is that Houthi rebels conducted yet another strike in Red Sea on a vessel that is affiliated with the US. Name of this vessel is Star Iris, and information was confirmed by UK's Navy and United Kingdom's Maritime Trade Operations Organization. So one more confirmation that this missile strikes on Houthi rebels from US and UK only escalate things in the region, not really de-escalate anything. RIA Novosti's report that head of Kyrgyzstan, by the way, former Soviet Republic, Sadir Japarov made quite strong statements towards US, and basically he called head of US State Department Antony Blinken not to intervene in internal affairs of Republic. And this comment from President of Kyrgyzstan came after Antony Blinken was critical about initiative in Kyrgyzstan to implement a law about foreign agents. This is not the first time when US is opposing every government who tries to implement these laws about foreign agents, because of course majority of those foreign agents are working for US Secret Services or some so-called funds that are run in reality by US Secret Services. We all remember what happened in Georgia last year, isn't it? When Georgian government tried to implement this law about foreign agents, US-controlled so-called opposition began destructive actions, and well, they almost entered, break through the parliament, and they almost managed to significantly destabilize country. And eventually, Georgian government was forced to back down, and that law did not pass. And maybe same will happen in Kyrgyzstan. I don't know. Let's see if US will use its assets in Kyrgyzstan also, including among so-called oppositions or NGOs, non-governmental organizations, and the media, to destabilize situation and force government to back down. It is possible. RIA Novosti's report that EU made the decision to basically hold profits from frozen Russian assets and then to transfer these assets to Kiev regime. So I guess it's official. EU began stealing Russian frozen assets because profits from that frozen assets are also Russian. And EU is stealing those assets. Okay, no surprises, really, no surprises. It was expected, but still, I don't know, man. It's an extremely low level policy on part of EU. But let them do it, man. If they want to finally destroy last remnants of reputation of EU and EU financial system, banking system, let them do it. It's their choice after all. RT's report that Polish farmers are pro-Russian, according to mayor of Lvov, by the way, Ukrainian mayor of Lvov city. And well, Polish truckers have been called many names, by the way, these days, because they are blocking free border checkpoints between Ukraine and Poland and demanding their rights and their businesses to be protected. And well, Kiev regime is not happy about it. Also interesting news from RT that Austria's dependence on Russian gas soars to 98%, according to Energy Minister of Austria. And this happened in December of last year, when Austria's dependence reached 98%. Unbelievable number, really. And simultaneously, by the way, very same minister, and this minister is not just energy minister, but also minister for a number of other stuff. This minister we're calling Leonor Govosler, Minister of Environment, Minister of Energy, Minister of some technologies and stuff like that. Too many titles. Well, this Leonor, she was saying that Austria would love to cut ties with Russia, to cut these contracts on gas supplies, but well, it will cost too much for Austria, and therefore they are unable to do so. And one may understand why it will cost too much, man. 98% of Russian gas in December, really, and you want to cut on Russian gas supplies? I mean, I don't know, man. They may repeat for Germany's government, that Germany's government go exactly in that direction. They reduce significantly supplies of Russian gas, and they lost. Therefore, Germany's economy lost competitiveness on the world market, and that's why basically Germany is losing industry right now, and many manufacturers are moving their plants outside of Germany. Same will happen in Austria, of course, with this level of number. If Austria wants to lose competitiveness, well, don't buy Russian gas no more, at least directly. Buy Russian gas that are already liquefied, because eventually you're gonna end up buying Russian gas anyway, just in through the third or fourth hands, and most likely in liquefied form. Anyway, let's continue. RIA Novosti's report here that, well, World International Monetary Fund once again spoke about Russian economy and confirmed its latest report about latest prediction that Russian economy will grow in 2024 in at least 2.6%. This report about 2 weeks ago, become a surprise for many in the West, and there was some backlash, and the IMF was basically forced to clarify and explain to all unhappy Russophobes worldwide that this is numbers, and numbers don't care about their feelings, and Russian economy will grow because it will grow. That's it. Because Russian economy is in better state than many was anticipating or expecting in the West. RIA Novosti's report, by the way, that Putin made a statement yesterday that work is basically finalized on social and economical development plan for the next 6 years in Russia, and main accent will be in infrastructural projects on a federal scale and the local scale. There will be many new infrastructural projects conducted in cities, big, small cities, in villages. And whenever we are talking about infrastructural projects, of course, it will have direct impact on GDP, on growth of economy. This is one of the most effective ways to maintain growth in economy. And if plan for next 6 years is finalized, then I guess Russian government is laid down foundation for steady growth, yet another foundation, not only one, but yet another major foundation for sustainable economical growth for upcoming years, which is great news, by the way. Let's hope all the good plans that government has will be realized, and it will have a great impact, positive impact on Russian economy. And well, dear friends, despite my attempt to make this update under 30 minutes, I failed because I spent too much time talking about this media stuff, by the way, that how important it is to reach by the audience worldwide, including in the West, and how little understanding of this is in Russian media and in Russian business, at least from my point of view. Government understands this, but what they gonna do, really? I mean, they can recommend, okay, they can recommend to businesses or to media to, pay little more attention to independent creators and support them, but will they? I don't think so, because otherwise they will already probably recommend this type of stuff, but they don't want to intervene, and it seems like on their own Russian businesses and Russian mainstream media will never realize to how important it is to support independent small media project. But whatever the case, hopefully you will find this update interesting, and if so, please click that like button, leave some commentary just about anything. This is definitely may help to reach wider audience. And for very same reason, please share links to my videos or my channels with your friends on any of the platforms that you are active. And if you think this project of mine, which is exclusively subscriber funded, is useful, interesting, informative, and deserves to exist in this field of news and political commentary, please consider to support my work and this project with small donations through PayPal, Buy Me Coffee, or by subscribing to my Patreon page. You can see links on this video in the description box or in the pinned comment. So this is it for now. Sorry, dear friends, that I spent too much time by talking about this topic of media and so on. But because it's important to me, well, I did share my take on the situation. Have a great day and take care.